out here at Treasure Coast Harley, our title sponsors.
Oh my gosh, are you sure you know where you are?
I know where I'm at. Come on, don't start with me. You know where we're at. We're filming here now.
We are at Treasure Coast Harley Davidson.
But bike night's going on outside, man. We got a great band. And then what we want to do is we want to bring our first guest on the show. A little introduction. Jeff is a good friend of mine. I know Jeff probably, I don't know. I lost track of the years when I first met him.
Almost 6 years, I think, right?
No. I knew Jeff. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. We're going to tell you the whole story on when I met Jeff and how many years ago. And,
so then this is news to me as well.
They were our first bike night that we filmed, Southern Bike Night's first bike night that we filmed. So, Jeff, I want to bring you. Come on out here.
Thanks for the welcome.
Well, now what we want to do is, Jeff, we're going to just go over some of the things because, every time we went to a different season, this is our third season now, we've always, I've always obviously wanted to include you and Iron Eagle into what we're doing, or each milestone that we take. We always want you to be, a part of it.
We're happy to be a part of it.
But you guys have been out there, and you've got a great bike night. It's one of the longest running bike nights, I believe, in our area.
Pretty lucky.
And you and Patty do a great job, man. It's an old school bike night out there. I mean, it's just, it's one of those things, man. It's just people. You guys kind of stopped for a little while. People were heartbroken, man. They kept calling and they kept, saying, "What's going on with the bike night?" I said, "Listen, when they get it right, it'll be up and running."
Right.
But now what I want to do is, because we told everybody, basically the point of you coming out here, a lot of people don't know the story, behind us.
Well, there's a long one. There's a long one.
Well, we were filming another show in New Orleans, Big Easy Choppers, and Wild in the Crescent City.
I barely remember it.
But we were out there in Myrtle Beach.
Right.
We were out there in Myrtle Beach at Barefoot Landing, I believe. And we were talking.
Wow, he's good, man.
Is that correct?
I'm just going to nod.
Correct?
Yeah.
Well, it was Barefoot Landing, but you back at that point in time, you were out there, vending out at the different, different bike nights and things like that.
15 years ago.
So what were you? Let's start from there. So what made you come to Myrtle Beach, and what changed?
Well, the biker gathering, first of all.
Yeah.
That's always been part of my life and Patty's life, and we just kind of like that arena.
Right.
And just to be a part of it was just really cool. We never thought that we'd get to where we are now by any means.
Well, it was cool.
It was exciting. And you guys had a lot to do with it,
Well, no, you guys were doing it before. Now, what happened was that I know we started talking. You're like, I'm from West Palm, and I'm like, yeah, I used to live down there, and things like that at the time I was living in New Orleans. And then, something clicked, man. We talked every day, and I know. Do you remember the crawfish boil we had on there?
No.
You and your guys were like, "What's?" Yeah, that's back when he was drinking. No, but we had a crawfish boil back there. You guys were like, "What are you doing with them things?"
It was great.
Was that your first time
that was
ever
my first one. That was my first one.
And it just seemed like we were friends ever since. But now what happened was, Big Easy Choppers and our show and Katrina and all that moved us down to South Florida, which everything happens for a reason. But I started Southern Bike Night in hopes of continuing what we were doing in New Orleans, which was showing the other side to the biker community.
Right.
So I started doing this.
It's been a great road, man.
Yeah,
a great job.
Well, I want to talk about you, man. I mean, without us, there would be, come on. I mean, this is the reason why we do it. This is the reason why I do it every day. Is people like you and Patty because somebody said, hey, listen, if you want to film bike nights down here, you got to go out to this place, Iron Eagle in West Palm. And it didn't click, I mean, it'd been a couple years since I seen you, And
it was a big surprise.
Yeah, so I showed up, because they told me, hey, man, this cat's out there. They're doing an old school bike night, and everything goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And, I said, wow, what a great fit, and that's when I went and talked to you. When I seen you, man, it was like, just seeing a long-lost friend.
It started all over again, man.
It started all over again.
It was good.
So, and what we'll do is we're showing a couple of the clips from our first bike night that we seen out there. This was back at your first location, I guess it was.
Oh, I can remember that. Yeah,
that
was the first one. That's 10 years ago.
And L316 up there playing, and
got about 200 people on the stage.
Everybody say you're watching Southern Bike Night. Well,
first I've ever heard this story ever.
That's the whole point of the show.
You tell your stories over and over again. Well, but he usually tells his stories over and over again. And this is the first I've heard this.
So now I'm afraid to tell our story.
Yeah, I yell.
Like 20 people at our first bike night.
Yeah.
15 or more employees.
Well, tell us. Now tell us, you know, when because I know it's been going, what, 10 years now? Or?
Almost 10 years.
It's
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years.
Yeah.
9 years?
Yes.
Wow.
We're looking forward to 10 years.
Yes.
And you guys, man, how much money did you get? I know I don't mean to put you on the spot, but how much money do you think the bikers have raised, you know, for the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Well, annually, when we first started out, it was just really minimal. And then we started coordinating some runs, including with you guys, and really kind of spread the word. And that's when it really started to blossom, because the bikers are a complete different community than a lot of other kind of charity donation type drop pots that you put stuff in.
Right.
And when they saw some of the results, because the Make-A-Wish Foundation would actually bring some of the kids in to the bike night and actually see where some of that money goes to.
Right.
You know, they'd assign a Make-A-Wish child to us for however long it took.
Right.
And that really kind of pulled on the heartstrings of the bikers, and the bikers have major big hearts for that kind of stuff.
Right.
You
Yes,
know, so
they
the
do.
first year was, you know, I don't have actual numbers, but the first year was maybe in the less than $10,000 that were donated through the bike nights only.
Right.
But one thing that they did was the Make-A-Wish would come out, and you could take an envelope and make your own personal donation. So some of these bikers that are lawyers and doctors and go back to their office and write a check and stuff it in there. So basically, on behalf of Iron Eagle and all the bikers, including on bike night, it went up into the $30,000 and $40,000 a year.
Wow, man, that's
range. So we were really
that's good
proud
job,
of that.
man.
That was a really
That
cool
really
thing.
is.
That
That's
was a very
awesome.
cool
We,
thing.
we actually sent quite a few kids to Disney.
Well, we were there. We were there
exactly.
when the limo came and picked or came and brought
Really?
some of the kids down there and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's $30,000 to $40,000 that Iron Eagle has done. You know, or the bikers at
Right.
Iron Eagle has coordinated.
We just gave them a place,
for
man.
Make-A-Wish,
They came in and
and
did
that's awesome,
They're
man.
actually very generous and probably don't get enough credit for
Right.
it.
The
The
Well,
bikers are very
Well,
generous.
that's our whole point. You know, I
That's
mean,
right.
a lot of people don't know.
I would
that
concur with that
A lot of
statement.
people don't know that the biker community raises more money than any
That's
other
right.
organization in the country.
And that's really when
what's
you and I
important.
met, and you said you wanted to get the other side of the biker community.
All right.
Going, you guys, you ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
All right. So yeah, I mean, you know,
That's
Jeff.
really where we left off. You know, when you and I met, you were going to try to show the other side of the biker community, and that's what you brought down here to us.
Well, I thought it was important, man. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
there's a bunch of times people had asked me, you know, especially when we first started this with, you know, with the website, the magazine. People asked me,
Yeah.
"What is Southern Bike Night?" I didn't know what to tell them, dude. I really didn't.
He
I
still
didn't, you know,
doesn't always
because
know what to
well,
say.
no,
I don't think he knows yet.
But now we do. Now we do. I mean, it came. You know, we were in Sturgis, and you know, I was on stage. We were on stage with some of the bike builders that were being inducted into
Right.
the International Bike Builders Association Hall of Fame, and it just came to light, dude. You know, from when I was 16, 17 on my first bike in Daytona, looking at these guys at the Rat's
You
Hole.
never
and-
think it'd be here now.
but it's biker news. That's what we are. You know, I mean, biker news. You know,
Hold on, I have to correct you on that because it's just so bothering me.
Oh, here we go.
It's the IMBBA, International Master Bike Builders Association.
right. But
Goodness gracious.
But the point was, it was very, you know, it was very cool for me, and it's just, you know, for us and the bikers. You know, we want to thank you guys for what you do.
Yes.
And, you know, man,
Thank
it's
you.
been a
We
pleasure
just
knowing
put a
you.
place
And
there for him.
the
That's all.
woman behind the
Thank you.
man,
Yes.
of course.
Thank you.
Yes, so listen, thank you guys.
Right.
All right, guys, listen, if you get a chance, come out, support Jeff, Iron Eagle,
Yes.
Miss Patty, and Make-A-Wish Foundation.
On
They do a lot of good.
Which night?
On the first Tuesday of every month.
Very good.
So come on out. If you need more information, go to the website. And we're going to break
Yes.
for commercial, and we're going to come back with our guest, Goldstein, Schmidt, and Wade.
Wow.
All right, guys.
Running out of places to go. We're always headed to another town where the party can be found. Southern bike nights in town. Southern bike nights in town. Southern bike nights.
Kermit the Frog here with your news. You don't like Kermit? You could be Miss Piggy.
You're watching Southern Bike Night TV.
I'm going to be Miss Piggy.
For the show. I'm just. All right, come on.
Living around down the open road. Never run out of places to